You're using ChatGPT wrong. I mean, not to its full potential. There are no wrong questions for ChatGPT, but the better your input, the better the output. So I decided to spend some time finding the best prompts and tips to get the most out of ChatGPT. Let's start by customizing ChatGPT with our custom instructions. So when you're here, you have the opportunity to provide notes to ChatGPT that explain who you are, what you do, and how you want ChatGPT to respond to you. For example, let's say I'm a web developer and solely use Python. And when I ask ChatGPT for code, I don't want it to explain how it works every time. So below I'll write, when I ask you for code, please just give me the code without any explanation on how it works. Bias towards the most efficient solution. Then when you click Save, ChatGPT will consider your custom instructions for every conversation going forward. Let's test how this works. Using this prompt, write me code to create a simple web page with a form using Flask. As you can see, this approach has resulted in a much cleaner outcome. And if you want to receive even more accurate information or tailored to your preferences, provide as much information about yourself as possible. So, the next technique is one of my favorites, and you must try it out. Next time you write a prompt, add this at the end. Ask me as many questions as you need to improve the response you will be giving me. For example, how much money do I need as a tourist for 10 days in Paris? And we add the sentence, ask me. In this case, it asks us 6 clarifying questions, such as, what type of accommodation do you prefer? Do you plan to eat out for most meals? Or will you cook some meals yourself? Or, how do you plan to get around the city? All these questions are important for the most accurate response. After I answered all the questions, I received a response that was as close as possible and tailored specifically to me. Have you ever used ChatGPT to write code for automating something? I think most of you haven't, but you must try it, because you no longer need any programming knowledge to write code for automating something. For example, I recently wrote this code to automate sending emails. To be honest, I have no idea what's written here and what it means, because I've never done programming before, but that didn't stop me from writing this code, because it gave me a super detailed guide on how to do it, from installing Python and Visual Studio Code to writing and editing the code. If you encounter any errors, you can just copy it, and ChatGPT will tell you how to solve it. This is a super useful and not complicated way to use ChatGPT that is rarely exploited. The next tip I can give you is to use a formula. I've been using ChatGPT for over a year, and here's the only formula you will ever need to master prompting in ChatGPT. Let me quickly introduce it to you, and then we'll see it in action. The first component is goal. Clearly state what you want to achieve with the prompt. This could be generating text, answering a question, creating a plan, etc. Context. Provide any relevant information or context that ChatGPT needs to understand the task at hand. This could include the subject area, relevant details about a project, or any assumptions. Specific details include any specific details or parameters that are important for the task. This could be a list of items to include, specific questions you want answered, or any constraints. Format. Specify how you want the output to be formatted. This could be a list, an essay, bullet points, code, etc. Tone or style. Indicate the desired tone or style of the response, such as formal, casual, humorous, or professional. This component is optional, but sometimes it's important to specify the tone, especially if you need to write an email, for example. Exemplar. The exemplar component is where you provide an example or model that you want ChatGPT to emulate. This could be a sample text, a specific writing style, a code snippet, or any other kind of example that illustrates what you're looking for. Constraints. Add any additional instructions or constraints that are important for the task. This could include a word limit, specific examples to use, or any other guidelines. If this seems complicated to you, let's look at an example. Here's a prompt I wrote using this formula. Please write a product description. This is the goal. For a new line of organic skincare products. This is the context. Highlighting key ingredients like aloe vera, green tea, and jojoba oil. This is specific details. The response should be in the form of a paragraph. This is the format, with a persuasive tone. This is the tone or style. Similar to our rejuvenating face cream infused with natural botanicals, offers deep hydration and nourishment This is the exemplar. Additionally, keep it under 100 words. This is the constraints. If you're not satisfied with the results from ChatGPT, I strongly recommend trying this formula. So, when you're trying to generate some text in ChatGPT, the response will sound pretty generic. And if you want to write an article while maintaining your own style, this can be a problem. But the good news is that you can train it by giving a few examples. Here's how you can do this. Create a new chat and write this prompt. I want you to help me write articles for my travel blog. Before you start writing your response, I want you to understand my style based on the examples I'll give you. You'll save my style under PS style. This is necessary so that it's easier to refer to it later. After that, you'll ask me about the specific topic of my content. Then you'll write an article using PS style. Cool! Now, it asks for a few examples to start understanding my style. What we do now is go to our blog, or someone else's blog if you need to imitate not your own style, and copy a small part of the text. We insert it into ChatGPT and label it as Example 1. Then we return to our blog, copy another part of the text, insert it, and label it as Example 2. I think that should be enough. And after that, when we ask it to generate an article, the result will be much more natural and similar to our style. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate your support for my previous video. Thank you so much. See you in the next one.